So here's the fun fact of the Lilly Belle. The Lilly Belle actually existed originally as part of the Ret Mall 1 set of cars. So this used to be part of the Main Street train set. It was the last car in the set. Car 101 is currently up at Griffith Park. It's the Combine baggage car that they have at the Carrollwood Barn. So if you ever have a chance, every third Saturday of the month, they usually third Sunday, of the month, they have it open for guests to look at in the inside. But this is a part of that same series of cars. This car used to be painted yellow and green in color. But they changed the coloration. So what had happened to these cars was, as you probably would imagine, a small doorway, having guests walk in here and take a seat inside the car would be very, very time inefficient. And loading and going was a hard problem with these cars. And we had 6 cars like this. So it's so hard to get people in seated, shut the doors, make sure everything's locked, and then go. So Walt did away with these style of cars. He took them back in the roundhouse, didn't bring them out very much, unless, of course, it's a special occasion, and then would do it that way. Later on down the line, we ended up selling off all the other cars to private investors, and we kept this one for our own private use. This car didn't even see any light day until about 1974, when they finally got rid of all the other cars. They distributed them. Lilly and Disney came in and tried to save this car. Walt always wanted to have a presidential-style type car to kind of exhibit the fanciness of what railroad life could be like. And so he always envisioned a car like that, never got the opportunity to do it. And so Lilly and Disney kind of headed up that project with the Roundhouse team and the Imagineers to create this car. So this is Lilly and Disney's kind of little pet peeve project, or her little project she wanted to get done. And this car came back out on the line again on July 4th, 1976. So it came back out as a Lilly Belle. Originally, this car used to be called the Grand Canyon car. It used to be car 106 in that series of cars. All the cars used to be named after local points of interest across the United States. So Rio Grande was one of them. Another one was like Sierra, not the Sierra. It was like Pueblos, I think was another one. But they each had different cars detailing out the points of interest there. The interior has all been done by Lilly and Disney. As you can tell, it's a very cranberry color. If you ever had a chance to get into Walt's apartment, this is the same color scheme. You find them there as well. She has a lot of the same furnishing type features. This is all paneled mahogany. And then we have the celestial style roofing windows along the tops with the stained glass windows in them. All done. And then all the etching and stuff. This is the originals of the car almost. The same style. On the sides of the car and the inside as well. As you can imagine, since this car was built back in Burbank and it was built during park opening, you'll notice that the car has some unique features to it. One of these being these school bus style windows. And as you can imagine, the reason we have those is because when they were building Disneyland, they built on a budget. They went to scrapyard and happened to find cars, or happened to find windows like this available. So that's why it looks like that.